acts, lewd and lascivious sexual acts with an individual under 14 years old and mutilating a human remains of a body. Before I get into the description of these charges and their seriousness, I want to look at this as a parent. I am a parent of 3 children, and a parent's nightmare is a situation where your daughter goes out one night and never comes back.
Man.
What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to another video, man. Today we're reacting to the David situation. David facing death penalty for first-degree murder. By Young Don Reacts, she's gonna be breaking this shit down, man. Let's get into it. Let's check it out.
So we finally got an update, major update in regards to the David situation. David, who had been arrested before the weekend for the death, in connection to the death of Celeste Rivas Hernandez, the 14-year-old girl who was found dead in the trunk of his Tesla. He had been arrested, but he had not been formally charged. Well, this Monday, that's exactly what happened. They fucking charged him, and bro, this man is cooked. It is way worse than I had realized, man. You know, once we go through this article, which is coming to us from the New York Times, it's actually very surprising that they took as long as they did to arrest this man, that they took so long to determine that this was a homicide.
I haven't reacted to that shit, but I heard a lot has been going on with that situation. Like, I gotta probably go back and watch all the shit, you know, with the young girl he had, apparently, you know what I'm saying? He had kidnapped her and shit, ended up, you know, saying they saying that they trying to make it seem like he didn't kill her, but we all know he killed her. But it was just some weird shit. She was underage, all types of weird shit, bro. So I gotta really like go back and watch that shit, like a full series of that shit.
Right, because the details that we are receiving for the first time here in regards to the state of the body, like officially here, I mean, I don't know how anyone could have thought that this was anything but a homicide. And, you know, at the end of my last video, I said, based on the things that we have received and how long this has taken, maybe this man won't see justice. Maybe he won't go to prison. But once we take a look at these details right here, man, yeah, I think this guy's fucked. I think he's going to prison forever, possibly even getting the death penalty.
Damn.
But let's check this out. David charged with murder of
tough, bro.
Girl whose remains were found in his car. The singer is accused of sexually abusing Celeste Rivas Hernandez before killing the teenager with a sharp weapon and mutilating her body.
Wow.
Freak! You're a fucking freak, man. Fucking psycho fucking freak. The singer David, who is now 21 years old, he created the anthem for Fortnite. Awkward, right? Now check this out, right? So Nathan J. Hodgman, the Los Angeles County District Attorney, said at a news conference that David, whose real name is David Burke, had been charged with first-degree murder with the special circumstances of lying in wait, committing the crime for financial gain, and murdering a witness to an investigation. Wow, check that out. So murdering the witness to an investigation. So Celeste was the witness to an investigation. Investigation of what? Were they already investigating him for statutory rape, for kidnapping, for grooming, for raping a little girl? Maybe that's exactly what was happening here. Committing the crime for financial gain. What money did he have to gain from doing this to Celeste? Of course, this was the preservation of his music career, right? Check this out. Because of the special circumstances, the charge carries a maximum sentence of life without the possibility of parole or the death penalty. Mr. Hodgman said his office has not yet decided whether to pursue the death penalty. The criminal complaint filed by prosecutors includes the allegation that Mr. Burke personally used a deadly and dangerous weapon, a sharp instrument, to commit the murder. Mr. Hodgman's office said in a statement on Monday afternoon. Oh, that was personal. That's personal, man. When you kill somebody with like a sharp object, when you stab somebody, that is that adds another layer of
they
violence.
say like that's like I think stabbing and choking is like very personal or some shit. It's like very personal in the sense of like you really inflicting harm on that person, or even choking, like, you know, you inflicting like you basically taking the life out of them. But like stabbing, because you're really hurting them, versus, you know, a gunshot. If you kill them, it's just, you know, instantly you done with. But like they like, you know, serial killers, when they stab people, they want people to feel the pain, so that's why they'd rather do that. So yeah, I can see how that's like disturbing.
Adds another layer of viciousness, right?
Oh shit! I know this nigga didn't delete the video. Hold on. All right, now we back, man. My computer froze and shit. I thought this nigga had deleted the video. I'm like, hold on, bro. Hell no. Nah, we good. We good. We back with it.
Even to like suffocate them with a pillow, you know, all, of course, all of it's evil, but to pierce somebody's body with a sharp object, I don't know. To me, I feel like that's extra.
It's something cold. It's something very cold and sick about it, bro. It's like it's very cold, very sick, very like you want to inflict harm on somebody, you want them to die. So it's bad, bro.
Violent. You know, this man truly is a monster. Mr. Burke, 21, was also charged with the continuous sexual abuse of a child under the age of 14. Wow, man. And with the unlawful mutilation of human remains. The singer, who has millions of followers, blah, blah, blah. We don't give a fuck about that shit.
That shit ain't it, bro.
Right. So, yeah, he is expected to be arraigned on Monday afternoon and has not entered a plea. He's going to try and fight it. The actual evidence in this case will show that David Burke did not murder Celeste Rivas Hernandez, and he was not the cause of her death. The lawyers said, right, his lawyers, this is what they're saying: we will vigorously defend David's
he got
innocence.
a squad right there. That boy got Bednarski. That ski. Pay attention to that.
Right. Notice again, they make no mention of the statutory rape, of the grooming, none of that, because they know that this man is guilty of this. Look, who else has motive? Who else would have had the motive to do anything like this? Right? Who else would have had the motive to kill this girl in such a way, and to chop up her body, and then to put it in his car? Right? Somebody else did it, and then put it in David's car. Shit. Okay, give me a break.
You gonna find somebody to fall for that shit too, or some stupid shit. I don't know how they gonna piece this together, but we gonna see.
What his family is saying, though, right? In a separate statement on Monday, a lawyer for Mr. Burke's family, Kent Schaefer, said the Burkes are not surprised but are terribly disappointed that the district attorney chose to charge David. Nevertheless, they support and stand by him 100%. That's how we know David's been taking care of his family, right? He's now the cash cow, right? He's been sending them money. Anybody with eyes would see that this man is guilty of a horrendous
shit. He like OJ Simpson, gang. This nigga did it, bro. He ain't like, we can't let him get away with this shit. He did that shit, bro. Fucks, man.
Terrible evil, in my opinion, allegedly, right? Of course. According to the district attorney's statement, after Mr. Burke sexually abused Celeste, she threatened to expose his criminal conduct and devastate his music career. So Mr. Burke allegedly murdered her, cut up her body, and stuffed her body into 2 bags that were placed in the front trunk of his car.
That's sick, bro.
Man.
That's sick.
Jesus, man. So after he killed her, he dismembered her. Right.
Bro, what in the Jeffrey Dahmer bullshit is this, bro? This shit ain't it, gang. When the Jeffrey Dahmer, like, serial killer ass shit is this? She was only 14, bro.
Looks like he ran out of time or something. I imagine he didn't think that he could just like leave her in the car and call it a day, right? He probably did this to her body, her poor little like 75-pound 14-year-old body, bro. This is a little girl. Oh my God, man. Nah, fucking give this nigga the death penalty. The Los Angeles County Medical Examiner's Office identified the remains as those of Celeste, who in 2024 was reported missing. Wow, man. Jesus Christ. The district attorney said that on April 23rd, 2025, when Celeste was 14, she went to Mr. Burke's house in the Hollywood Hills at his invitation and was not heard from again. Yeah. Her body was found on September 8th, a day after what would have been her 15th birthday.
Wow.
A parent's nightmare, huh? Yeah. Someone tells me her parents aren't so innocent in this whole thing. Chief McDonald acknowledged that his department faced criticism for not providing more information about the case, which he called extraordinarily difficult and complex. He said his officers had taken the necessary precautions to avoid jeopardizing the investigation. What was so difficult about it? I guess we'll never know. Because Celeste's body was dismembered and badly decomposed when it was discovered, Chief McDonald said the county medical examiner's efforts to determine the cause of death were delayed and significant evidence in the case had degraded or disappeared. Wow, man, I really, it sounds like this thing was like almost just bones, bro. Like it was just skeletons, maybe maggots. I'm not trying to paint you too gruesome of a picture, but
Yeah, that nigga going
I
crazy.
mean,
I ain't gonna lie. I don't want to picture all that shit down. Keep that shit going, gang. That shit weird.
I feel like when we all heard
Like
this
I'm watching like a scary ass movie or some shit. Hell no.
story, we imagined a body that was more or less intact, but it sounds like this shit had really, her body had really decayed quite significantly. So I guess we can't be too hard on the medical examiners. I suppose, especially considering the body was dismembered. Maybe that's why they had a hard time determining how she was killed. Because cut marks, for instance, were these marks made during the process of dismemberment? Or which one of these was the fatal blow? Oh my God, man. He chopped her up. Oh my God, Jesus fucking Christ. Oh my God. And so, oh my God, man. Please give this man the death penalty. Jesus Christ.
I didn't even know this shit was that gruesome of him chopping up a dead girl's body, bro. 14, by the way, too. Crazy.
Love of money is the
Even
root
though that don't make a difference, but she was so young.
of all evil, man.
Today, I am announcing the charges against David Anthony Burke, the musician known as David, spelled D4VD, in connection with the brutal...
This nigga's name's initial spells dab. Dab. Like hit that dab. It's unfortunate.
and horrific murder of Celeste, a 14-year-old at that time. These charges include the most serious charges that a DA's office can bring. That is first-degree murder with special circumstances. The special circumstances being lying in wait, committing this crime for financial gain, or murdering a witness in an investigation. These special circumstances carry with it, along with the first-degree murder charge, a maximum sentence of life without the possibility of parole or the death penalty. The determination on whether or not the district attorney's office will seek the death penalty will be made at a later time. Before I get into the actual charges, and there are additional charges against Mr. Burke, including continuous sexual acts, lewd and lascivious sexual acts with an individual under 14 years old, and mutilating a human remains of a body. Before I get into the description of these charges and their seriousness, I want to look at this as a parent. I am a parent of 3 children, and a parent's nightmare is a situation where your daughter goes out one night and never comes back.
Man.
As we will show
I could not imagine, bro. I couldn't imagine.
In a court of law, and what I also want to make sure about that the understanding of these charges is clear, is my description of these charges is not evidence that we are going to present in court. These charges, in fact, will not be evidence in the court. Evidence will be the witness testimony, the documents, and different types of admissible testimony that we will admit into court in the prosecution, and if it leads to the eventual trial of Mr. Burke, to convince a jury of 12 people beyond a reasonable doubt that each and every one of these charges is true, as well as the special allegations and circumstances that have been alleged. Now, back to this being a parent's nightmare. On April 23rd, 2025, as been alleged by the complaint, Celeste, a 14-year-old at that time, went to Mr. Burke's house in the Hollywood Hills. She was never heard from again. On September 8th, 2025, as alleged in the complaint, Miss Celeste's remains, her dismembered and decomposed remains, were found in 2 bags inside of a front trunk of a car registered to Mr. Burke. Thereafter began an investigation. The investigation was to determine who killed, who murdered Celeste months and months before. That investigation was carried out in unison and in partnership between the LAPD's Robbery Homicide Division and the District Attorney's Office. At every point in the investigation, through the arrest and the filing of charges, the LAPD and the District Attorney's Office have worked in lockstep. There's been no disagreements amongst these entities in deciding how to proceed with this case, ultimately leading to these charges today. So what you have as well with these charges is that, again, there are 3 sets of charges that have been brought. The first-degree murder with special circumstances, and again, those special circumstances are lying in wait. That Celeste went to Mr. Burke's home on the night of April 23rd, 2025.
You know what's so fucked up, though, bro? Is how many people are brutally murdered every day.
Was not heard from again. The second is a special circumstance being that this murder was committed for financial gain. As the evidence will show in court, the financial gain was for Mr. Burke to maintain his very lucrative musical career that Celeste was threatening on that particular night.
Right, like that's exactly was the conclusion I came to when I initially read that statement, right? The financial gain part, he's trying to preserve his career.
The third charge, in addition to lying in wait and for financial gain, is murdering a witness to an investigation.
I was thinking I'm all like financial gain, like what type of money did he get, or what was he trying to do? Was he trafficking or something? Nah, he just wasn't trying to fuck up his career.
Particular case, as the evidence will come out in court,
young too, man.
The witness to the investigation was Celeste, and the investigation was into the lewd and lascivious sexual acts committed by Mr. Burke that is the subject of count 2 of this complaint with Celeste, 14 years old.
So there was already an investigation going on, is what it sounds like. The case.
Meet with some of the family members of Celeste, and their grief is uncalculable as to what happened to their daughter. What they have demanded, what we have assured them that the District Attorney's Office, working with LAPD, would give them is the proof beyond a reasonable doubt on who killed their daughter.
Jeez.
All right. That's the end of the video for him. Pretty much, he probably gonna give his take. You know what I'm saying? But we don't actually want to watch the reaction, of course, of him. Just trying to get the information, man. But my take on it, bro, it's a tough situation. It's very sickening that he would even do this to a child, bro. For real. Like, there's no words, bro. It's sick. It's like some Jeffrey Dahmer shit, some serial killer shit. It's just weird, bro. It's like, I don't know. It's crazy how people can be capable of doing something like this. You know what I'm saying? It's like, do you even, like, before you do something, do you even, is this how you are? Like, do you even think about somebody else's life? Do you see them as human? You know, it's really a lot to unpack, because it's like, I don't think like that. A lot of people don't think like that. Can't even fathom killing somebody yet, chopping up their bodies, doing all this shit. And then to a 14-year-old girl at that, bro. It's like, it's just weird shit, man. But if y'all enjoyed that video, man, we're gonna keep updated on this situation. I didn't react to it before, but we're gonna keep this shit updated going. Reactions and stuff about the David situation. But if y'all enjoyed that reaction, man, just share this video for